Good evening and welcome to the May 5th Claims Committee meeting. At this time, I'd like to call this meeting to order and I ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilwoman Horoyan. Present. Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz.
Present.
Councilman Trafficante. Council Vice President Wall.
Here. Next item of business would be public comment. If there's anyone here in the auditorium this evening that would like to speak on agenda matters only, please step up to the podium and be heard. You would have 4 minutes, and I'd like your name and your address for the record. Seeing none, I'll ask Thomas. I'll wait till he gets back. Tom, is there anyone online who'd like to make public comment?
There is no public comment online.
Okay, there's no public comment. So at this time, I'm going to close public comment. This time, I'm going to entertain a motion to convene to executive session pursuant to Rhode Island General Laws 42465A2 pertaining to prospective and actual litigation matters as listed on the agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion and second. Any discussion? There being none, clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Horoyan. Yes. Councilman Andujar.
Yes.
Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall.
Yes. Okay, we are in executive session. Okay, at this time, I'm gonna entertain a motion to return to the open session. Is there a second? Is there a second?
Second.
All right, is there any discussion? There being none, clerk, I ask, please call a roll.
Councilwoman Haroyan. Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall.
Yes.
Council President Reno. Yes.
Thank you. Let the record reflect that there were votes taken during the executive session. At this time, I'm going to entertain a motion to seal the executive session minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Haroyan. Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall.
Yes.
Council President Reno. Yes.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda would be the approval of minutes. This time I'm going to entertain a motion for the approval of the April 7th regular meeting. Is there a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Haroyan. Yes. Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall.
Yes.
Council President Reno. Yes.
This time I'm going to entertain a motion for the approval of the sealed minutes from the April 7th executive session. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Haroyan. Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall.
Yes.
Council President Reno. Yes.
Being no further business before this committee, at this time I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, signify by saying nay. This meeting is over. Thank you. The next meeting will start in 5 minutes.
like to call Safety Services and Licenses to order tonight, Monday, May 5th at 6 p.m. First order is approval. Roll call, clerk.
Councilman Graziano. Present. Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz. Councilman Trafficante. Council Vice President Wall.
Here.
Councilman Haroyan.
Present.
Council President Reno. Present.
Approval of minutes from April 7th, 2025, regular meeting. I'd like a motion for that.
Motion to approve.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano.
Yes.
Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall.
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan.
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes. Approval of the minutes from April 17th, special meeting. I'd like to have a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano.
Yes.
Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall.
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan.
Yes.
Council President Reno. Yes.
Next on the agenda is public comment. Is there anyone here from the public that would like to comment on agenda items only?
Good evening. Armand Niquette, Niquette, Fire Marshal for the City of Cranston. There's a couple of businesses that might be here tonight that I've been working with today to get their licenses squared away. If you have any questions, feel free to call me up and I'll answer any questions you have. And just a quick thing with the automotives, because it's new. So before they used to do it all in paper, so you never saw the final outcome until they were ready to pass. It's different this year. It's all computerized. So once they start their permitting process, their licenses are due in July. So they start them early just in case there's something that they have to get corrected. So you're seeing them all once they pull them, and we do them throughout the week. You know, we just stop by their businesses randomly throughout the week and get them all caught up. So some of those are already done. They just wait for a couple of things maybe to correct here and there. So that's why it looks like a big list, but it's not. We're working on it. And if any of them have any questions, they know to call us. And I just wanted to explain to you why you're seeing a lump sum of them now, is just because they're all starting to come in right now. They're not really all that far behind. But if you have any questions, just call me. I'll be here.
Thank you.
Good evening, Franklin Polino, Director of Economic Development. I'm working with a couple of businesses that are on the agenda today. I'll be sitting right in there. If you have any question, I'll be happy to answer them. I'll be working with 3 businesses tonight.
Thank you very much. Could you please just state your name?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. My name is Zachary Ria, 449. So, Zachary Ria, REAY, 449 Pontiac Avenue. Just here for the Elohim licensing. So I know that there was some discussion with some of my neighbors regarding potentially the liquor license not being put up tonight. If that's the case, then I'd like to see where that goes. Outside of that, if there's anything else that I can communicate on, I will. So, all right.
Thank you. Anyone else? Public comment is now closed. Oh, anyone on Zoom, Tom?
There is no public comment online.
Okay, public comment is now closed. Under public hearings, the first item is expansion of hours license, Phoenix Restaurant and Lounge, located at 961 Dyer Avenue. Is anyone here from this establishment? Could you please, thank you. Could you please state your name and your address?
Alexandria Molina, 147 Delaney Street in Providence. Molina, Molina.
Is there anything you'd like to tell us tonight?
No, we were just looking for more hours because we're looking at maybe opening for lunch. And we want the chance to maybe stay open later if people want to do a private event or things like that.
Okay, thank you.
I just want to thank you again for opening your business and look forward to visiting it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, she came last time and we asked her the questions, and I guess based on our questions, she came and wanted extra hours, so that's why she's here today.
With the hours,
Yes.
clerk, could I please have a roll call vote? Motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Clerk, may I please have?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz? Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilman Horoyan?
Yes.
Council President Reno? Yes.
Next item on the agenda, expansion of premise license Cafe Knightsville LLC, doing business as Bar Lazio, located at 1669 Cranston Street, expanding liquor service to outdoor patio. I believe the owner is here. Welcome.
Thank you,
Please
Madam
state your
Chair.
name and your
Christopher Maselli, my office is at 1052 North Main Street in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm here on behalf of Cafe Knightsville, DBA Bar Lazio. Also, Mr. Mazza is here with me as well if there's any questions. I can give you just a brief what we're requesting. When we first did this endeavor, I know a lot of you were on the committee, some of you are new. So we purchased the building at 1669 Cranston Street, which was known as the old Knightsville Pub. While we were renovating the building and we had already gotten our licenses to open, we did quite an extensive renovation to that building. The gentleman next door at 1663 Cranston Street offered his building for sale to us, so we purchased it. So it's the building next door and also the parking lot we acquired at the corner of Cranston and Randall Street. So it gave us much more parking for the two buildings. And so essentially we are looking to put this patio, expand the premises out to the patio. The patio is essentially the alleyway. The easiest way to describe it is the alleyway between the two buildings. Just so everybody knows, I know there's documentation that was submitted from traffic, and we've dealt with the building official's office as well. We didn't take up any parking spaces. It's essentially just the strip of, it was previously it was some grass, if you want to call it grass, a broken down wall and a chain link fence that looked kind of ugly. So we took that all out, put up some nice retaining walls, and was just going to put some cement on the bottom for the patio area. We kind of dressed it up. We're going to be putting some plantings as well once the patio is poured, hopefully soon. So that's essentially all we're looking to do. Put some tables out there. Again, we didn't take over any parking spaces, so there was really no encroachment on the parking. And that's, if you have any other questions.
Thank you for choosing Cranston and
Thank you.
all the renovations. I will be in full support of this tonight.
Thank you.
Councilman Nadeau?
It's a great establishment. I visited it a few times. I'm glad you're doing some green space over there, so I'll be glad to support this today.
Good evening, Franklin Polino again, Director of Economic Development. We are assisting Knightsville Hub. I've been working with Vincent quite a while. We do have a positive recommendation for this business to be in Cranston, especially in Knightsville area, which we have done the realization in Knightsville. So on behalf of the administration, we do have a positive recommendation for this business. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman?
Thank you, Councilman Horoyan. I think this is a great expansion. I love an outdoor patio. But I'm gonna do my environmental plug because I'm a wetland scientist. So I'd love to see the outdoor green space with actual like pervious pavers or something that handles stormwater instead of just putting down more cement. That area is like tons of impervious surface. So this is just like a plug to get businesses to understand that every piece of impervious surface you put down on the property drains off somewhere into catch basins. So I'm here to give a nice plug that you should do, try to look at pervious materials when putting down patios.
Thank you.
Councilman Banano?
Thank you. I'm not on the council, so I can be here and I can talk, but I can't vote because I'm not officially on this committee. So just so everybody kind of in the gallery knows that. But been a unofficial Knightsville resident for my entire life. You know, my mother grew up there. My grandparents' house was there, and the amount of improvement over what was there to what's there now is just infinite. It's infinite. The Knightsville pub, not known for the aesthetics of it, not known for not known for much positive. And now this location is fitting in there wonderfully with the revitalization of Knightsville. I think that with the entire state pushing towards more outdoor service, this being sort of to the side of the building and not front on the sidewalk, I think is a great use of the space. And to sort of address what Councilman Graziano said, I'm intimately familiar with this area. I think the space that they're looking to utilize is probably less than the space from myself to Council President Marino. So it's a very small area that they're looking to pave. And to be honest with you, Mr. Maselli called it grass, which is a very liberal interpretation of grass. I don't think it was sopping up much water anyhow. But I encourage my colleagues to vote in favor of this. I think it's great that this business in its infancy is already ready to expand. And I think that is really great for the city of Cranston. And I thank you as well for being there and making Knightsville even more special than it already was.
Thank you, Council.
Council President?
Thank you. Just want to wish you luck. Your establishment is great. I've had the pleasure of visiting there, and this will be an enhancement. We wish you lots of luck. I'll be in support of this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President.
Could I please have a motion to approve this?
Motion to approve.
Clerk, may I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan?
Yes.
Council President Reno?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is new Class BV liquor license for Eloquist Restaurant and Lounge LLC located at 355 Dyer Avenue. They do have counsel here tonight, and I would also like a motion to take out of order. I'd like to take all three of their licenses, their Victoring Entertainment and their liquor license, all now. So may I please have a motion?
Motion to take the agenda out of order.
Any discussion? Could I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar? Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan?
Yes.
Council President Reno?
Yes.
Would you like to speak, Council?
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you. Peter Petrarca, 330 Silver Spring Street in Providence for Equus, the applicant. This is going to be a restaurant with a Spanish flair. My client is also looking to have entertainment. The reason he's applying for entertainment now is because he envisions into the future having potentially private parties at the location. It is big enough to hold small birthday parties, baptisms, things like that. My client was originally in Florida for years as a real estate agent. His wife or girlfriend's mother has come down with dementia, so he's come back here to take care of her. His father owned a restaurant on Chalkstone Avenue for many years. He was in the business for many, many years. He always envisioned himself coming back to run a restaurant. This is just a little early for him, but he did envision doing that. I've spoken to Councilman Andujar about some issues with the neighborhood and their hesitancy. My understanding is there are questions about litter around the area, trash around the area. We're going to have either a bar back or a doorman walk the area at night to make sure there's no litter in the area. around the surrounding building. We're not gonna go 14 blocks down the road.
Right.
But around the area he controls, we'll do that. There was an issue about noise because there was an application for entertainment license. He's not looking to make it a nightclub. He's looking to have entertainment for the purpose of potentially small parties, to have music in the building that can use a DJ list or a pod. You need that in the state for that type of stuff. And that's what he's looking to do. I do have two caveats tonight I want to present to the committee. One, we do not have our letter of good standing. We are waiting for the Division of Taxation to issue a business license. The application's in. Unfortunately, I don't have to tell you how slowly the state works. And the Department of Health, he applied, but he stopped because the application indicates, although it's not true, that you need a license number from the city to apply. So he stopped. I corrected that today. He's going to fix that tomorrow. So that should be relatively quickly. I'm hoping to have both of those done by the second meeting, I think the end of the month, because this is over the cap, I believe. And with that, we'll take any questions you may have.
Do you know if there's a safety plan in order for this business? I had some phone calls today with concerns of the past business at the location.
I will double check. I believe there is. If there's not, I will present. I'll draft it, get his approval, and present it to the committee. Obviously, many of you know I've been representing clubs for 20 years, so I'll get a safety.
Thank you. Councilman
Thank you, Mr. Petrarca, for coming today. Speaking to the residents abutting the area, one of the main concerns was if there is a party, close the door, because apparently the previous owners left the door open and music would stop blaring everywhere. Thank you for addressing the other issues. I visited the place. I've seen it. I would ask that we can ink over the former name, so that way he starts fresh and doesn't get blamed for other businesses. I also want to thank Mr. Paulino for helping him out, helping the business out for through the taxation and everything. So I want to thank Mr. Paulino for that. But other than that, I wish you well. I hope you abide by the rules, and I would recommend a 60-day review, so that way we can see how he's doing, so that way we could change anything. And I just want to remind your client, Attorney Petrarca, is that to have a liquor license in Cranston, it's a privilege. So it's not something that's taken for granted. So we just want to let you know that you're gonna do good, and we welcome you to Cranston.
I do want to tell you and the committee that I think I'm going to have Mr. Casali go down there and look at the way the door's opening, and potentially maybe put some foam at the front of the door. So if the door does open, it'll kick the sound back into the building rather than kicking it out of the building. I noticed that when he was talking to me about the setup. So I think we're going to have someone look at that. I think a small piece of foam on the top could alleviate some major problems potentially.
Thank you. Thank you.
Councilman Andahara, I do have a concern with the 1 a.m. Entertainment license.
I would recommend that we, for the first 60 days, at least until the review, we restrict it to 12 a.m. and then see how he does and how the neighbors respond, and then from there, possibly come back with what.
Yeah, I would respectfully recommend that if you're going to grant the license as requested, and you can bring him back in 60 days for status, as opposed to restricting the hours now, and then he would have to go through the whole process again to increase those hours. Just, okay.
Any other discussion on this?
I have one quick question of Attorney Petrarca. So I'm new to the council, but I know in the past that this location has been problematic. So my question is does your client have any association outside of the sale of the building, or perhaps sale of the business, is there any further association with the previous owners that had so many problems?
I don't believe so. I don't believe, your uncle wasn't involved in the other place, right? No. So the owner of the building right now is his uncle. So he's had no connection to the previous owners. Like I said, he was in Florida, and he said in front of you that the uncle has no connection to the previous owners. He might have been their landlord, but he has no connection to them.
Okay.
And he's the sole owner of the LLC.
So it's totally arm's length, new business going in.
Yes,
Old business is out. This is a fresh start, turning the page.
yes. If it wasn't, they probably would have tried for a transfer on a dormant license, but they didn't do that.
All right. That was my only concern, because I know the previous owners have had a lot of issues.
The Red Lounge or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Thank you.
I know the police department did have a lot of concerns with the hours and the new business. So let's just, be courteous to our neighbors and make sure we have no incidents. I did see somebody in the audience waving their hand like they wanted to speak. But public comment is done. It was at the beginning of the meeting. I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask for a motion to pass the BV liquor license first. Oh.
Madam Chair, it's gotta be conditioned on the letter of good standing.
I'd like to have a motion on condition that we receive the letter of good standing from Rhode Island Taxation.
Motion to approve on the condition that we receive the letter of good standing.
May I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
Okay. Next. Any discussion? Please just remember your needs. May I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
Next is the Victorine license. And I would just like, could I please have a motion to approve, subject to receiving the Rhode Island Department of Health license?
You want me to say it out, right? Motion to approve, subject to receiving the Rhode Island Department of Health license.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz, Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
I believe you're all done. We'll
Thank
see you at the next
Just
meeting.
one question, the safety, program, does that go to the committee or does that go to the fire chief first? Where would you like that to go first?
It was the police that,
Police department? Okay. And then you'll submit it to them? Okay. Thank you.
next, under show cause, there is nothing listed tonight, so we're gonna go right ahead to committee business matters carried over. The first item is holiday sales license at Atwood Greenhouse located at 700 Atwood Ave. Is there anyone here tonight from Atwood Greenhouses?
Good evening. The owner of Greenhouse, Michael Macera, he couldn't be in today. But he did email me the permit that was missing, and also the accountant sent me the form for the division of taxation for the permit. He sent it like around 3 o'clock, so I could submit that tomorrow or give it to the council, to the business clerk. Yes, he does have the permit. He sent the number.
Rose, did you receive this today?
They have to upload it on the portal.
Yeah.
And I did check after Mr. Paulino left the office and I did not see any attachment on the portal. So the applicant has to upload that document to the portal.
Okay, I'll tell him to upload it. He did send me the email, but he will upload it tomorrow. They're having some issue. The accountant is having some issue with the upload, but they received the permit and he sent me the number and also the application that he submitted as an approval.
It's just very concerning that they've been operating without a state retail license and they were open the holiday weekend without a holiday sales or Rhode Island sales license.
Yes, that's correct.
Right, and they're not here. Solicitor,
Motion to continue.
Through the chair, could you put your mic's not on?
I'm gonna make a motion to continue this. They didn't come tonight and they've been opened without the proper licenses. I would like to see the license. I'm more than willing to have a meeting before our next meetings as special safety services to approve them if everything is uploaded.
Okay,
Can I please have a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? Can I please have a roll?
Councilwoman
Sorry.
Graziano?
Wait a minute, no, Councilwoman Graziano?
I would like them to show up at the meeting. I mean, this is the third time they've been operating without a license. I would like to request that they show up at the next meeting because to me, it seems like they're not serious about telling, so I.
Council President Reno?
Perhaps we can I'll make a motion for the committee to send a letter signed by the chair of the commission and perhaps one of the solicitors to the business, asking for them to appear before the committee at the next meeting.
Thank you.
I'll second that motion.
Could I please have a roll call vote to continue this?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar? Yes. Councilman Ritz? Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Next item is pet supplies plus.
Through the chair, do we need a motion to continue?
We made one.
We didn't take a roll call on that.
Okay, a roll call vote.
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Okay, the next.
Yes.
May I please have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Any discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar? Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Okay, the next item is the indoor entertainment license for Lapham Cranston doing business as L Lapham located at 91 Ralph Square. The attorney has asked for that one, the entertainment to be continued. They also have two other items on the agenda tonight. Okay, so yeah, can we do them all together or no, because the attorney asked to Okay.
Good evening. If I may, Thomas McHugh on behalf of Laham. That was a miscommunication between myself and my clients. They do wish to be heard on the entertainment as well as the victualling, and they'd like to just continue the liquor at this point.
I think. Okay, most of this entire council has a lot of concerns. I'm not even sure who owns this business. If somebody is living inside of this business, to my knowledge, they haven't gotten a fire inspection, and the two gentlemen with you have come before me twice, and I've said they're operating without a fire inspection. Last time I was told was December. I believe the fire marshal's here. I could ask him. No fire inspection still. Are they operating now under the old Victorian license, or how are they operating now?
My clients do not own the business, so I can't really speak to how they're operating, whether or not they should be operating at this point.
So your clients do not own this business?
They do not. At this point, we've got an asset purchase in place to purchase the restaurant. We also have a purchase and sale agreement in place to purchase the real estate. We are on the verge of closing. We are not quite there. We were looking to try and get that done this week, but some issues have popped up between the seller, who is currently operating the entity, and my clients.
I have questions for my solicitor. I think I was advised at the last meeting that no licenses can be issued if they are not the owner of the business, that you can't issue licenses to someone that's going to purchase a business. Is that correct? I did see the email that was sent to the neighbors stating they were not going to ask for these licenses tonight, and then to come here after sending.
Yes, Hanna Kosefi, 80 Woods Lane, Cranston, Rhode Island, 02921. My name, Hanna, last name is Kosseifi. Yep. Yes, we do not want to apply for the liquor license. We're dropping that off now. So yeah, to be continued for a future date. We want to prove ourselves to the neighbors first. That's what we put in our email. We want to take over the place, show the improvements, show everything that we're going to do to the restaurant, and then talk over with the neighbors before reapplying for any liquor license. I want to be clear, we do not want to apply for a liquor license.
But you'd like to apply for a Victorian and an entertainment license tonight?
Yes.
But you're not the owners of this business.
We have a lease. We sent over the lease.
Does any clerk, do you have a copy of that?
I believe it was provided last month, but it hasn't been executed, I don't think, the sale.
Solicitor Videcchio, could I please?
Yeah, sure. Couple of points, and I have had prior discussions with Attorney McHugh. This has been a sort of a convoluted situation from the beginning, through no fault of Attorney McHugh or even his clients, but there's still a lot of uncertainty surrounding the exact nature of what is being requested. And I say that because if this is a true asset purchase agreement, then this probably should be a transfer as opposed to a new license. That's number one. And I don't know what it is, I'll be honest with you, because we have it classified tonight under business matters carried over. And my memory does not serve me. I don't recall how it was classified the first time it came before the committee, whether it was classified as a new application or a transfer. I believe it was probably an application for a new license, but I may be mistaken. I'm not sure. Okay. But if it's an asset purchase and there's going to be some transfers of assets such as equipment, whether it be kitchen equipment, tables, chairs, so on and so forth. It seems to me that it's more in the nature of a transfer. That's number one. Number two, to address the the issue of whether or not they're the owners. State law does allow, as long as you have a signed lease, that is a sufficient ownership interest, or at least a sufficient intention that you're going to occupy the premises, and that would satisfy the requirement for a BV license. But they're indicating that they're not seeking the BV license tonight. Unfortunately, I am not aware, unless somebody can correct me, that the same rule would apply to the entertainment license and the victualling license, whether or not just the lease itself would be sufficient to establish, an ownership or possessory interest, I should say, that would justify issuing those licenses now. But just looking at the big picture, there just still seems to be a great deal of uncertainty here. Now, certainly it's within the purview of the committee as to how they want to proceed. If the committee is still somewhat confused by, the whole business structure here, then I don't see the harm in continuing this, especially since there's been no closing. I don't know when the lease is supposed to start. We've got at least anecdotal evidence that the former owners are still occupying this building. In fact, some of it is kind of disturbing, and this is no reflection at all on these new applicants. But we're receiving at least anecdotal evidence that the owner might even be living there, for all we know, sleeping there. And supposedly, again, this is anecdotal, I don't have evidence of this, just what I've heard, that there's some type of dispute going on between the various owners of that business. So this business is very much in flux right now. And again, this is no fault of the new people, but the difficulty here is we don't have a clear line of demarcation here. We don't know when you're taking over. We don't know when you're establishing your presence there. And I think that's what's concerning the committee. So I'm not the committee. I don't have a vote, obviously. We just provide, myself and Attorney Angel provide the legal advice. But it seems that there's quite a bit of an air of uncertainty still here. But it's up to the committee how they want to address this, either through a continuance, or if they want to take a vote on it now, that's within the purview of the committee.
I would be happy with a continuation. For even the Victorin, you don't have the Department of Health certificate. I will not be in support of an alcohol license or an entertainment license for quite some time. And it's not your fault, but the neighbors have been through enough over there. And my last name is Haroyan, so I love to eat at Middle Eastern restaurants. I go to Watertown. I go see entertainment. I speak Armenian. I like all of that, so I'm a huge supporter. And okay, but remember, your back driveway, and I'm receiving 10 to 15 emails a week as soon as my agenda, and I know you're going to work with them, but the email that was sent to them didn't state what you're here for tonight. And that's not fair to them either. We have a community, and if people are living in that building now, I know that's not your fault. You don't own the building now, but going forward, we all need to work together. If you're going to have a community meeting, don't hesitate to invite me. I'll be there to support you if things are done the right way. So I would ask for a motion to continue all 3 licenses tonight. Solicitor, would you like me to go one by one?
Excuse me, if I may just have a few more comments here, that for continuity of business purposes, the reason they haven't taken over the actual restaurant itself is because they can't open. So that's, I know a lot of this is putting the cart before the horse, but this is sort of the purpose behind why we were still going for certainly the victualling tonight. And then, and again, if that could be approved subject to the remaining Department of Health concerns, it would certainly be appreciated.
I'm not willing to do that tonight. We can ask for a vote. I don't mind having a special safety meeting if the Department of Health inspection goes through, and put them on a special safety service meeting at the end of the month when our next meetings are. But right now, I'm not comfortable doing that. I can ask for discussion and see what the rest of the committee would like to do.
I'm gonna make a motion to continue first so you can have discussion. Motion to continue on all three licenses. Thank you, Attorney Angel.
Any discussion? Councilwoman Graziano.
So this question is directed at our solicitor. You mentioned that this should be a transfer. That was actually my thoughts. So wait, can I get through all my questions and then you can do them? Okay, so like, should this be a transfer, number one? And number two, if they are no longer pursuing the liquor license, should they rescind that application?
Well, to answer both questions, first, with regard to the liquor license, I don't think that they want to rescind. I think I don't want to speak for them. Perhaps Attorney McHugh can clarify that. Are they ever intending on seeking the BV license? Because there are some other issues there that I think that you and I discussed. But I don't know. I don't want to answer that for you.
Yeah, there are other issues that we have discussed. At this point, we just wanted to continue that to see if, one, we can address those issues that you and I have discussed about potential place of worship within the 200-foot radius, as well as just, the issues with the neighbors. My clients run multiple restaurants in multiple places in the state. They're successful. They don't have issues with their neighbors. They've already showed an outreach campaign to satisfy the concerns in the neighborhood that I think this prior entity has really been problematic. And to some degree, it shouldn't really all of it be sort of in my client's lap, but we are where we are.
So just so we're clear, then the intent here is to at some point move for that BV license, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, that'd be
Okay,
appropriate
then
to
that's a
continue that.
continue. Okay, what about the transfer part?
So the transfer part, in order for me to really answer that, I would have to see, and I haven't seen exactly what documents are in play here. By that I mean I haven't seen the purchase and sale agreement myself. I don't know the terms. I don't know whether it's a true a true asset purchase agreement, so on and so forth. I can say that the practical difference between a transfer and a new license, they're very close procedurally. They are slightly different, but they're very close procedurally in terms of notice requirements and things like that. But again, without seeing, I'm not privy to, the negotiations, and I don't know what the final product is that they agreed on. So it's hard for me to know whether this should be classified as a transfer, as a completely new license.
So how do we determine that? Because I would like to make a determination when an applicant's filing, which one they're supposed to be filing. How do we figure that out?
Well, I think we need to go back to the initial application, review that, and then frankly, to ultimately decide the issue would require some testimony. It would require the submission of some evidentiary documents. We would have to, in essence, have sort of a mini hearing and see what the evidence demonstrated.
Okay, the other question, so I'll just say, do we know if the current license is till 1 a.m.? Councilwoman Horan, do you know that? If the current license, if they're allowed to be open right now to 1 a.m.?
Laham, the current operators?
Yeah.
I don't know if the clerk, Rose, do you know?
I don't have their file with me, but I believe it is.
Okay, so that's something I'd like to determine because it's a new license, so I want to make sure that, because I want to make sure that we're not adding hours. I guess that's my point. And so I guess I'll say out loud, because you wanted to thought where my head's at. I mean, I'm not in favor, based on what's been happening, to issue a liquor license, and I'm in favor of supporting the continuance.
I just want to make the comment, we've mentioned it the last 2 times you've been in, with no fire inspection, I would not be willing to issue any license. The fire marshal is here, and especially hearing that somebody could be living in there. And I don't think a 1 AM entertainment license in that area is doable.
My clients would like to speak if that's acceptable.
Charbel Kosifi, 70 Burlingame Road, Cranston, Rhode Island. You have mentioned that it's not fair that we have not discussed it with the neighbors. That is not true. We have discussed it many times. We came here for all three licenses, and last time you separated all three licenses. What we wanted to do is to ensure to actually have them see us work. So we sent an email saying that we will come back for the liquor license. If I sign tomorrow on a property, how am I gonna operate? You're trying to shut me down? You throwing everything on my back. You're just not being fair at all. It's a disaster. Somebody's living. I don't care if somebody's living. You care about somebody's living. I haven't bought the property. The minute I buy the property, I take over the business. The minute I take over the business, no one's staying in that place. No one's gonna sleep there. We have multiple business. I don't get why you're going after us.
I don't think
This is ridiculous.
I don't think we're going after anyone. I think we're
No, you're
concerned
coming
with
after
safety.
us for no reason. We're asking for the food license, so if we sign recent, we can take over the place and not shut down.
To your point, and I'm not a committee member, but I'll say this, I think I could speak on behalf of the committee. All they're saying, no one's denying you anything. All they're saying is, you just said, give us a chance when we
For the
own it.
liquor
When
license.
you own it, then come before us.
Totally.
When you own it,
But
and
I'm
then
saying
we'll do that.
I want my food license, so if I sign, I don't shut down my business and go out of business before I even open. We're investing $3-4 million in
But
that place.
you can always come back before this committee. This committee will make special arrangements.
But if we sign
We've done it
tomorrow, what do we do?
before. At most, you're talking maybe a couple of weeks. If you can't last a couple of weeks, I mean, in my opinion, you shouldn't be buying the business anyway.
But I don't want to lose the
That's my
business.
opinion.
We're in for a lot of money.
I
And we're trying to
understand, sir.
improve. We're throwing everything
Sir.
on our back. We
Sir.
have nothing to do with any of
Sir,
that.
with all due respect, you're coming in front of this committee, you don't own it. You don't have 3/4 of the requirements you're supposed to have, and you're accusing this committee of singling you out. That simply isn't true. We treat you the same way as we've treated everyone. But no
apologize.
one has come before us with so many things missing and so much uncertainty in terms of
apologize.
ownership. You need to understand that.
I understand.
This is a very business-friendly city. All of these people want business to thrive.
That's what I see.
They
That's what I
want you
see,
to
but not with
succeed,
us.
but there are neighbors there. There've been a lot of problems, not your fault, but we can't close our eyes and pretend it didn't happen either.
Andahauer?
I understand your frustration. You're spending a lot of money over there. You're owning the building. I know the other places that you own, so I know you run a tight ship in the other places. I think what we need to do is establish a timeline for you. I think what you need to do is you need to have an open meeting at the restaurant to show the neighbors what you're doing, so everybody could come in. The councilwoman works very hard. We work really hard, and we're there for the voters, and we're there for the residents of Cranston. And we don't want to get these phone calls at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I think what your course of action should be is have an open meeting with the neighbors, so that way they could come in, see what you're doing. You show them your plan.
That's exactly what we're trying to do.
So invite them in. And then also, I think through our city solicitor, get your points of what you need. So that way, when you come back in front of us,
yes,
we're not running around in a circle. Okay?
Yes, so, can I speak? So on our side, we have done everything. We are not missing anything. That the previous owner is missing everything. We're not missing anything at all, except just we're waiting for the signature to sign for the property. All I'm trying to say is I'm willing to do whatever satisfies you guys, because that's why we're here. We're here. I want everybody to be happy. The neighbors are gonna be happy. I will ensure it. And if they're not, then we'll have the discussion here. But all I'm trying to say is, if we sign, I cannot shut down that business. I have to operate. I need a food license. I need food license so I can operate. If I shut down, it's gonna be a disaster. That's all I'm trying to say.
Also, I would like to state, we did reach out to the neighbors. It was hard to get everybody at the same time, so they asked for me to send an email. And I think everybody took it pleasantly because, you know, I didn't get any pushback or call. I could read the email if you'd like.
So when I had an issue in my area, I leafleted the whole area. So go to Staples, get a copy machine, leaflet and say, hey, we're having Saturday from 4 to 6. I want you to come in. We're going to present what we're doing and have them show up. If nobody shows up, then it's on them. But you have a fabulous councilwoman here that's working hard for the community. We're all working hard. And we want you guys to, of course, buy this building because it's good revenue for the city. But you need to come in with a plan for the neighbors. And we want the neighbors to also be on your side. No, this is just to open. The place is marked. I mean, come on, let's be honest.
Yep.
There's a lot of parties over there. Councilwoman's getting calls at 3 o'clock in the morning because the old neighbors there still partying. No, yeah, we are happy, but we want you to come in. I don't want to get into a back and forth. I'm just giving you a recommendation on what you should do to get the neighbors in. So I'll stop there, and I understand.
Council Vice President Wall, please.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I just want to kind of unpack this. You had a community meeting?
I asked for a community meeting.
Just one answer. You had a community meeting?
We had a community.
Okay.
We asked for a community meeting. The neighbors asked me to send an email. They did an email thread, and I could read the email to you that I sent out.
You don't have to.
Yep.
So no, I didn't have the community meeting.
I tried to get one, but we couldn't get everybody's.
Going forward, and I don't want to go back and forth. This is not the way to do business. I believe you want to do good business. All right, I do believe that, and I hear you operate, good establishments. I believe this. Right now, I would support the motion to continue, but I just want to understand everything before I move on. If you do have a community meeting going forward, you should certainly invite the councilwoman from your area who is in touch with your neighbors.
Yes.
So I know that would go a long way.
I will.
The other thing I'm looking at here is you're looking at the bitumen license. You say you want to get the bitumen license, and I'm just looking at that item. Here it says, I heard from the councilwoman that you don't have a fire inspection. Is that true?
Yes, we couldn't get it because we haven't.
You're gonna have to get it.
Yes.
Before we go.
will.
It's not. So
First,
wait. No, you answered your question. Does he have it?
Through the chair quick, I've not dealt with them because they don't own the building. I can only get in the building by the owners. I've been in contact with them, and once they do have the building, they'll let me in there to do the inspection. And the restaurant part of it, the last time I was in there was good. It's just the whole building that I haven't been able to get into. There's a adult school on one side. So it's more making sure the rest of the building is good, but the part that they want to start working in right away, the last time I was in there, there weren't hardly any violations at all in there.
So that's something that's going to have to be done.
Right. And once they get, I'm sure I'll be able to work with them to get in there.
All right. So that'll have to be done before, right? And also it says here the Department of Health license. That's not there.
yes, same thing. As soon as we're in, first thing we'll do.
It's the inspection.
Certainly. So it's an inspection. That has to be done. Am I correct
But-
before
but
we
I
issue a
promise-
license?
But I.
So,
operate
not to go
without
back and
any
forth.
inspection.
Not to go back and forth. So we know what we need to do. So before you come before the committee, when we continue it, please have these things in line so we can set you on the right track. But this is not productive right now. I'm going to support the motion to continue. And I think we've discussed and we're trying to be very supportive. These are some of the things I think Councilman Andahar was speaking of. A timeline to get ready. We're not coming down on you. This is a business-friendly committee. Absolutely. Thank you. I have no further questions.
Council President Marino, please.
Thank you, Council Vice President Wall, for your succinct address of the situation. I support everything that my colleague said this evening. I also support the chair of this commission, who's also your council person. She is representing her ward and she's doing her job as the chair of this commission. And I have to tell you, in my 5 years on council, the only thing that I've seen treated differently is the behavior of your clients this evening to this body. You do not interrupt the chair. And what is being asked for this evening is not anything foreign. It is your responsibility. And we have been more than patient. And frankly, if you appear before this committee again, my colleagues can all do the same. That's fine. But I'll tell you right now, I will vote to deny. I don't ever want to see that again. Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak? Councilman Badano?
Council President said what I was gonna say. I've been chair of many meetings in my life, and respect is a two-way street. So I advise you two to let your attorney speak next time. Call it a day. Councilman Andahar echoed what I said last meeting. I'm gonna give him props for bringing it up again. I gave you homework last meeting. I said, number one, go to the neighbors and have a meeting. I got correspondence from the neighbors that said they were less than impressed. That's number one. Number two, I said, if you're going to come on a property that's had issues, you're going to have to do a little bit of extra work and get all your ducks in a row in order to prove to us that you're serious, ready to go, and respectful of the process. And then I have another comment. The fact of the matter is, as a licensed real estate agent in our state, if somebody wants to, if I have a client and they want to sell a building, I let the buyer in the building, period. If the fire marshal wants to go in the building and see every nook, cranny, crack, and crevice, if I want to sell that building, if I'm advising my client, I say, you let them look. You let everybody look. So it's on that purchaser, excuse me, it's on that seller to allow whatever needs to happen for you guys to buy the building. The fact that it hasn't happened yet over 3 months, it's unacceptable. So I would encourage my colleagues on this committee to vote to continue, and that you should be thankful that we're not voting to deny. Because frankly, if I had a vote on this committee, it would be with my colleague, the council president, to deny. Because this is ridiculous. And I am 100% pro-business. I want to see every business that can open. But we can't have these meetings with these people coming out of the house. We ran to be here. We asked to be here. You asked to be here. You're applying. These residents in the seats, every single month, they got to come to a safety services committee meeting. You kidding me? So, you know, the fact that you're leaving here with a continuance, if you leave here with a continuance, I would take that. I would thank God for the fact that it's not denied. And I would absolutely not come before this committee again until everything is gold plated. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Councilman Ritz?
I won't be too long, but just to end it on, since I think I'm the last person, we want you guys to open the business. I looked up the other business you guys. I think you guys run a great business. I think you'll turn this around. I think you'll win over the neighbors and everything like that. But, you know, like it's been said before, we just need a little bit of plan because of the residents. That's what we have to deal with. But we want your business here. I believe you guys. You've come back all these times. It's just, you know, fine tuning these little pieces. But I'm confident it's going to work out. Is what I want to end with. Thank you.
I ask for a motion to vote on the 3 items as a block.
Motion to take all 3 items as a block. I believe in my initial motion to continue, I said all 3 items. So perhaps we don't even need that. Would that be correct? So I want to say.
Okay,
Before you.
so could I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilman Haroyan?
Yes.
Council President Reno?
Motion to continue?
No, if I could, the motion that was on the floor was a motion to continue all 3 licenses. It was seconded and there was substantial discussion. I know we got lost in
Semantics.
that, but
Gotcha.
that was properly voted on.
That's fine.
If by chance you have things in order, we have another meeting May 20th. I would put the Victorine license, I would put them on for special safety services, but not without everything being in order, including a fire inspection.
We appreciate that. And if you just excuse my clients with their frustration this evening, just with the process, and not necessarily the council itself. But again, it basically comes down to, continuity of business, and that's the main concern here. We expressed the same frustrations with the current seller and not having had access, and these are the issues we're sort of running into. So we just kind of want to put that out there, and it's not as if we were trying to be disrespectful to any of your comments or your requirements in the past. It's just a matter of they've grown very frustrated. We've had this PNS and the asset purchase in place since October, and it is just a big bear to close this deal. So I think it's sort of indicative of the current owner and the frustrations that the city has expressed so far. My clients share them intimately.
Attorney, just so you're aware, also that end of Ralph Square, nobody is open past 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And I believe the business there now does not have a liquor license at all.
That's my understanding as well. Yeah.
Just want to make sure they're well aware of that.
Thank you.
Can I speak one more time?
Now,
Okay. I just wanted to apologize. I didn't mean to be like that.
okay, next item on the tonight. Franklin, I believe you've been working with them.
Yes, I've been working with 743 Reservoir. The gentleman is still working with building inspection, getting the municipal discharge. And he's working with a plumber to get the permit to start the process. So I will ask for a continuation.
Could I please have a
Motion
motion
to
to
continue.
continue? Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar? Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan?
Yes.
Council President Marino? Yes.
The next item on our agenda is Seven Stars Bakery located at 1740 Broad Street. And Rose, I believe everything was uploaded today into your system.
Thank you.
Yes.
This one being,
Wait, hold on, please. I'm still talking to the clerk.
oh, I'm sorry.
Rose was.
Don't have a note from the business license clerk.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry? No, it has to be uploaded. So upload that. When you go home tonight, upload those onto the portal. So when the license, okay, she'll get them tomorrow morning if that's the case.
Okay, Franklin?
Yes, thank you. We'd like to thank Seven Star. I've been working with them for the last 2 months. We've been trying to have this business for the last 3 years. I've worked with ex-council person Lamis Vargas to get a tenant in this building. It was formerly a bank, Santander Bank, and Seven Star Bakery. They have come in. They have done a wonderful job. They have met all the requirement, all the permit with building inspection. Today they got their temporarily CO. I do have copy of it. They have copy. They have some issue probably uploading, but we do have copy, and tomorrow morning it should be on. We also like to say that we will be having a ribbon cutting May 14 at 11 o'clock. Ms. Graciano from Ward 1 and Haroyan and Council President Jessica Marino are all invited May 14 at 11 o'clock. We like to thank Seven Star Bakery for choosing Cranston. They have 7 restaurants, 5 in Providence and 2 in Cranston. I have Carol here. She'd like to say something of gratitude.
Hi, Kara Marasian, the Director of Retail at Seven Stars. Yeah, this is gonna be our 7th location, which we're gonna open on May 7th. So we are opening this Wednesday, hopefully. And we're really excited for that. We have another location on Reservoir Ave and we've loved being part of Cranston and we're really excited to be on the other side of Cranston this time. So we started in 2001 and we're really excited to see the growth that we have and Cranston's been a part of it for us for a while. So it's exciting. And yes, we did get our health department on Friday and our temporary CO today, which I did upload, but it was after 4. So it probably was after that, but it is on there. So.
Kara, thank you. Been wonderful to work with, keeping us all in the loop. We welcome you to Cranston. It's been a pleasure. Solicitor Videcchio would like to say something.
Yes, through the chair. So the applicants have produced hard copies of the Department of Health food business license as well as a temporary certificate of occupancy. These are copies, but they're hard copies. I'll hand them to the clerk and just ask for a motion.
Can I make a motion to accept the Rhode Island Department of Health license, and is it the temporary certificate of occupancy into the record? Okay, so, okay.
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Underhill?
I mean, as a point hoarder, I want to thank you for the new system that you have and none of our points left. So thank you and welcome to
Happy to
Cranston.
hear that. Yes, great. And I hope you all become rewards members too.
I was hopeful you would bring some bread.
Oh,
Very
sorry.
hungry. Didn't eat.
I didn't want to look like I was trying to bribe.
It was a cookie place. As long as it's under $25. That's what the Ethics Commission says. So there was a cookie place that brought cookies. That passed.
Question of the morning, Glory. When is that coming back?
Oh, yeah. I don't have a date for it, but hoping sometime soon for you. Yes. Yeah.
They're good to have at the ribbon cutting, just.
I will know. Yes. Thank you all too, though, for working with us. I know I did have a lot of questions at the start. I didn't do the licensing the first time we were in Cranston, so thank you all for answering my many questions that I had.
You did a great job. Seven Stars should be extremely proud of your work.
Oh, thank you.
You were great to work with.
Thank you. You too.
Clerk, may I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horan?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
You're
so
all set.
much. So please, yes, we're having our grand opening next
Motion
week.
to approve. That was just,
All right, now may I
Oh.
please have a,
all right, motion to approve.
any discussion? Of course you can, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Councilwoman Horan. I just want to welcome you guys to Ward 1. I live across the street. My family and I, we're also celiac, so hopefully you'll have some extra things. I would love to come to the opening. I am an unfortunate working individual and I work not close, but I will come in and say hi when you're open the first Friday or Saturday.
Awesome. We look forward to seeing you.
Council President?
Thank you. Wish you a lot of luck at that location. I too am a rewards member. And when was the ribbon cutting, Frank? 'Cause I just checked my emails. I don't have anything.
Yes, I will send an email. It'll be May 14. That's a Wednesday, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. If
We
I,
just kind of discussed it today.
Yeah.
oh, okay, great. All right. Yeah, if you can send that to me and I'll see if I can make it. But
Will
if
there
I
be bread?
don't, good luck. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I just want to let Councilwoman Graziano know I'll take her place, so I'll be there.
Clerk, can I please have a roll call vote to approve?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horan?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Good luck. We'll see you on the 7th or the 14th.
Thank you all.
You're
Thank
welcome. Okay, new matters before the committee tonight, holiday sales license for AutoZone Parts, doing business as AutoZone 5132, 77 Cranston Street. Is anyone here from that business? Clerk, looks like all the paperwork is in.
Yes.
May I please have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Any discussion?
Beautiful building, very well lighted. I look forward to welcoming AutoZone to Ward 3.
Clerk, may I please have?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan?
Yes.
Council President Reno?
Yes.
Next item is a Victorian license 401 Wing Z located at 800 Oak Lawn Avenue Suite. Is anyone here from that business? Come on up to the mic. Gotta sit here all night, sorry. Please state your name and your address.
Kenneth Gucci, Gouchie, 22 Dove Court, Cranston, Rhode Island.
Is there anything you'd like to say to us tonight?
Basically, my business owner Beth, born and raised from Buffalo, so we're trying to bring a little opera wing flair to the community. I'm a 20-year resident in Rhode Island. I currently own a business, not affiliated with this, at the same location, and just thought it was a great opportunity to utilize the ability and the opening that was vacated by a previous business for Gold Food.
Looks like all your paperwork is in. Could I please have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
You bring any wings?
I will.
Council President,
I'm gonna stop now.
Wish you lots of luck.
Thank you.
may I please have a roll?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan?
Yes.
Council President Reno?
Yes.
Welcome to Cranston.
Thanks.
Next item is Oniville Opco LLC doing business as Oniville New York System located at 1012 Reservoir Ave. Is there anyone here from that business? Please state your name and your address.
Matthew Lyons, 903 Providence Place. Well, I'm in-house counsel for the Onlyville Opco LLC, the applicant, and this is a transfer, in effect, a transfer of the existing restaurant victualling license of Onlyville, New York System. Same location, same floor plan. Looking to close shortly.
Do you have a date for your health inspection? State you're missing your health certificate.
So we don't have a date for the inspection yet, but all the paperwork is with health, and they're on standby. So once we get closer to the closing, we can schedule that inspection. Yep.
Thank you.
You could approve conditionally.
Motion to approve, subject to receiving the Rhode Island Department of Health certificate.
Any discussion?
Please keep the coffee and milk.
We will.
Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar? Yes. Councilman Ritz? Council Vice President Wall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horoyan?
Yes.
Council President Reno?
You're all set, and that's in Ward 2.
Thank you.
Okay, same store, I believe. Next on the. Okay. Next on the agenda is Save Store, 280 LLC located at 280 Atwood Avenue. Outstanding items prior is Department of Health. Would you like to tell us anything?
Well, it's been a fun evening, so thank you for.
Please state your name and address.
My name is Aditya Dandania. I go by Addy. Recently took over this location, waiting for the closing to happen, but excited to take over this gas station and convenience store on Atwood Ave, right behind the Stop and Shop next to the Dollar Tree, which I think many in the community that I've spoken to said that was a common stop for them, but the previous ownerships that existed at that location did not run it well or keep it well. So you'll see us go in as soon as we close. We've already started doing some work in anticipation of close, just to clean that place up and make it a very convenient stop for folks to come in and get their gas and convenience products. Sure, it's ADITYA. Last name is DHANDHANIA.
Do you have your Department of Health inspection scheduled?
We don't have it scheduled yet. We've submitted the paperwork. We submitted it last week, so we're expecting that we'll hear back as soon as this
Okay.
week or sometime early next week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Could I please ask for a motion to approve this subject to receiving the Department of Health license?
Motion to approve, subject to receiving the Department of Health license.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
You're all set.
Awesome, thank you. Have a nice evening.
Next item is mobile food establishments. Allison Wonderland LLC. Is anyone here? No one's here. Okay. Can I please have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Motion to ratify.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz. Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
Slater Perk Cafe. Could I please have a motion to ratify?
Motion to ratify.
Any discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
Through the chair, under Title IX, license renewals, subparagraph or subcategory A, auto body license, it would be permissible to take all 10 of those items with the exception of item number 6 as a block.
Motion to take auto body licenses. The exception of item number 6 is a block.
Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Underhouse?
We could look at number 7.
Oh, Mike's collision, it's all set. Could I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
Order number 6.
We have to approve the block.
You need
have
to
to
approve the block.
Motion to approve the block.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
Number 6 is Jelt Holdings LLC Delta Auto Body, 1398 Park Avenue. Outstanding items prior to issue. Clerk, state auto body license. Do you have that, clerk?
No, we don't.
Motion to continue?
Second.
Any
I'm sorry, what was
discussion?
the motion?
Please have a roll call vote.
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Reno.
Yes.
Fire marshal. My next is auto repair licenses, and can you please explain? They're all needing a fire inspection. I will be asking for to take them as a block and to continue them all.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I would do too. As of right now, we have 46 automotive licenses in. And you'll be seeing blocks of them coming in with the inspections done. So we've gone through probably a third of them at least already. And they might have like, they need their fire extinguishers inspected, minor things like that. But we won't sign off on it until they get them done. So once they get them done, then you'll be seeing more blocks come in that don't need it. They just get them in ahead of time because like I said, they're due July 1st. So just in case they have to have things corrected, they get them in ahead of time just to be sure. So you'll see blocks of them coming in. They'll be all set.
Thank you.
Yep.
Madam Chair, would you like a motion to take them as a block?
I would like yes.
Motion to take the auto repair licenses as a block.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Could I please have a motion to continue?
Motion to continue the block.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Thank you. The next item is holiday sales license for Aaron's located at 460. They are still, we haven't received their Rhode Island sales permit. Is anyone present? This has been carried over multiple times. Solicitor recommendation.
Well, I think this is something that is within the discretion of the committee. As you said, it's been carried several times. So I guess the two alternatives are continue it again or just outright deny it. I don't see anything else.
Could I also ask for a letter to go to the business?
Yeah.
How about to the state? They're doing it without.
Motion to deny.
Any discussion? Could I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horan, Council President Marino.
Yes.
Francesca's Collections located at 37 Hillside, outstanding still, clearance city taxes, licenses not been issued, never received Rhode Island retail sales permit. Anyone present? Could I please have a
Motion to deny.
clerk, may I please have any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz, Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Plaza Liquors located at 212 Garfield Avenue. It looks like all paperwork is in. May I please have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay. Rhode Island Wine and Spirits doing business as Heritage, 529 Reservoir Avenue. All paperwork seems to be in. Could I please have a motion to approve?
A motion to approve.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano.
Yes.
Councilman Andujar.
Yes.
Councilman Ritz. Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Horan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Through the chair, if I may, with regard to subcategory D, used auto dealer license, it would be appropriate to consider a motion to take all of these items with the exception of 6, 7, and 8 as a block.
Motion to take the used auto dealer licenses as a block with the exception of item number 6, 7, and 8.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
May I now have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the block.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano.
Yes.
Councilman Andujar. Councilman Ritz. Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
State repair services located at 1400. Oh, sorry, I skipped one. Cranston Auto Ignition located at 1152. Items outstanding by the city clerk, Rhode Island DMV used auto license. Anyone present? No. May I please have a motion to continue?
Motion to continue.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, interstate repair service located at 1400 Cranston Street. They also are missing their Rhode Island DMV used auto dealer license. Can I please have a motion to continue?
Motion to continue.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Haroyan, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Next one is Gelt doing business as Delta Auto Body, 1398 Park Ave. Same situation, outstanding. Rhode Island DMV used auto dealer license. Could I please have a motion to continue?
Motion to continue.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz, Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
The solicitor? Could I please have a letter sent to these three businesses that they didn't show up, they don't have that, we will continue it. And if they don't have the proper, we'll issue a cease and desist.
Yes.
Thank you. Mobile food establishments, may I please have a motion to take as a block?
Motion to take the mobile food establishments as a block.
Any discussion? May I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
May I please have a motion to ratify?
Motion to ratify the block.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
All right, next items is the monthly schedules. Was everyone able to check them out? May I please have a vote to accept them into the record?
Motion to accept the monthly schedules into the record.
Second.
Any discussion? May I please have a vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz, Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Under
Yes.
communications, we have door-to-door solicitation permits. Just for informational purposes. Under license approved, subject to not yet issued, I believe we all received a copy of them. We can just look at them, it's concerning to me. That some of these businesses are operating without a fire inspection, have been quite some time without city tax and fees, retail, permits, Rhode Island Auto Body. Cease and desist was delivered to one of them in December. I'd like to ask the solicitor for guidance here as
Through the chair, so as I've stated on many prior occasions over the years, it's all well and good to take votes and to issue licenses subject to, but it's another thing to enforce the action. And again, I'll say this again, our ordinances do not contain any type of strong enforcement authority. So what we've done in the past in egregious cases is go to Superior Court, because as of right now, that is the only effective alternative that's open to us. There is state statutory law which specifically is designed to assist the towns and the cities in enforcing their licensing and their zoning laws, but you have to invoke the jurisdiction of the Superior Court. And that is not a small task. And it's because we do not have an effective enforcement mechanism under our ordinances. So unfortunately, I can't give you more than that because the rest of that decision-making is above my pay grade and above my authority. I would have to receive the authority to go to court and take further action.
Councilwoman Graziano.
Thank you, Councilman Harayan. I probably have more to say, but one of these I know is in my ward and they're closed. They're not open. So who do I let somebody know and how do we signify that on the list?
I don't think we can. I think it's up to the business too, but we can ask the clerk. Clerk, how does a business come off of this list if they're no longer in business?
By word of mouth, if somebody notifies us, sometimes the business owner will call us and tell us they're closing. Most of the time, we don't know till someone brings it up to our attention.
Okay, thank you. I mean, I don't know the business person, but Rainbow Water down in the village, that's definitely closed.
Solicitor, two of these businesses, I know myself and another councilwoman actually went to eat at recently and did not know they were on this list. Should we send letters again? Does it do any good? They've been notified multiple times.
Yeah, it's a hard question to answer. I mean, as I said, if it's an egregious case, we can take further action. The problem is there are many, and we need a comprehensive approach. Just to approach one or two of them is not going to get the job done. I could send more cease and desist letters, but if they ignore them, there isn't much more to do other than what I previously explained.
I did meet with Solicitor Millet last Monday to ask for help with the ordinances, so we have something in place for businesses operating without a victoring, serving food daily, operating without their fire inspection, their entertainment, advertising on Facebook, they're having events with no entertainment license. I'm hoping he reached out to you and that something is in the plan. Solicitor Angel, do you have something to say?
Yeah, my comment is this is not unique to Cranston in terms of the enforcement issue. We need a local enforcement mechanism, as Solicitor Videcchia said, that draws upon state law but empowers local enforcement. Without that, you don't have as a committee an efficient way to root out those who are either out of business or out of compliance. And I know the committee wants full compliance. It's a rather extensive list. So the administration has to come up with an approach to this that empowers this committee or some other arm of the city to clean up your list in a cost-effective way.
Thank you.
May I?
Yes.
May I add? My department, knows a lot of, these business. I'm more than willing to go out and, talk to those business, to get them update. I can do work with the business clerk, and I can also work with every council person, to make sure that those business are compliant. And, you know, my department is there to help.
Excellent. Thank you. Because
Mr.
per the solicitor,
Director, we certainly appreciate your willingness to do that, but from a legal standpoint, unfortunately, we don't have a position of compliance officer. So you wouldn't have the authority to tell people they need to comply or else they're going to be shut down. Now that, of course, I understand your position, you're the Director of Economic Development. You can certainly, as part of those duties, remind people, but that's as far as it can go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't act as a code enforcement person or even a compliance officer. Friendly reminder is probably about all you can do, and I don't know how effective that would be.
Madam President.
Sure, thank you. I'm gonna make a suggestion that maybe Director Paulino, you want to go through this list and see who is actually in business and not in business, because to other council members' points this evening, I know Doomed Records, for example, they're no longer in business on Broad Street. They moved to Warwick, like, I don't know, at least 6 months ago. So that's something you could do, is just by, you know, whether looking it up online, Secretary of State's, and just trying to determine who's actually in business or not, and see if you can get definitive answers, because that might remove some of these from the list. Thanks.
Okay.
We can adjourn the meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Motion to adjourn. With a second.
Second. Any discussion? Do we need a vote? All those in favor
All
say
in favor,
aye.
aye.
Thank you.
We got one. All right, good evening and welcome to the May 5th Finance Committee meeting. At this time, I'm going to call this meeting to order. I ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilwoman Graziano,
Present.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz,
Present.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Present.
Council Vice President Wall,
Here.
Council President Marino.
Present.
Thank you. Next item of business will be approval of the minutes. At this time, I'm going to entertain a motion to take the minutes as a block.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz, Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Next, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve of that block.
Motion to approve the block.
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar, Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haroyan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, there are no committee business matters to carry over. There are no correspondences. Next item of business is public comment. Is anybody in the auditorium this evening who would like to make a public comment on docketed matters only? I see, you're good. I see none. Is there anyone online who'd like to make public comment?
There's no public comment online,
And we will close public comment. Looking through, just gonna make sure I don't miss anything. I don't think there's anything else. So there being no other matters before the committee, I just ask if there's a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
There's motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed signify by saying nay. The ayes have it. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you and good night.